We are now live. I wonder
Woo!
if I can. Yeah, I can switch this. That way, it makes me. It looks. So, what does it look like on your screen?
Um, what does it look like?
Just the two
I see
boxes.
myself. Yeah, I see myself on the left and you on the right.
Perfect. The Rich and Josh show, starring Josh and Rich.
These new AirPods are wonderful, but for whatever reason, I have to reconnect them to my computer every time I want to use them. You're not an AirPod guy, huh?
No, I'm using the Bose.
But you've never been an AirPod guy.
I don't have an iPhone. I've never had an iPhone.
You don't need an
So,
iPhone for
I'm
AirPods, do
so,
you?
I'm so counterculture
You're contrarian at heart.
that I couldn't do the iPhone just because everyone else did the iPhone. I
Yeah,
think
I
the
believe
Droid
that.
first, or was the iPhone was first?
Oh my gosh, yeah. So remember, one of my favorite business business stories of all time is that Samsung had to pay all of that money to Apple for the patents because Apple patented like every aspect of the touchscreen, the glass touchscreen phone. All right, hold on, let me go. Mike, there we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, you sound good.
Okay, cool.
Can you hear me? Does it sound okay?
Yeah, you actually sound like razor crisp, really good.
I got the Yeti.
The same one that I have.
I
Blue.
don't think it has the lights. I got the blue, but I think you got the more expensive blue.
Yeah, this was when I joined Miro. They gave us like $200 for the home office setups, so, and this is what I got. But I don't know how to use it. Like, there's different. Do I sound different now?
A little bit.
Better, worse?
Same. Why
How
am
about
I
now?
out of focus all of a sudden?
Yeah, why are you out of focus? Is that a new camera setup?
Yeah, I just got this. I got the Logitech, the C9. There we go.
The
I
is
got
it
the.
rectangular?
Yeah, it's the rectangle camera.
That's the one I have. It says HD 1080p on it, and then Logi.
Yep, same one.
Yeah, they got the same. It's a
They're
great. It's
good.
a really good camera. I think you'll like it. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems
So,
fine. I got a couple lights as well. I got one
oh
on each
really?
side. Yeah.
That's a smart idea. So the circular one has a light on it, but this one
Oh,
doesn't. Oh, actually, no, it does. It does. It has a little light on the rim. I don't know if I can control that.
the blue? Mine's blue.
There's like two curved
Oh,
lights. I think those are lights.
okay.
Let's see. Does this have like a button? I don't think it does.
Does this have
So
like
I'm
a
using an
button?
iMac. I'm using an iMac. I have the big 27-inch 5K iMac, which I love. But the camera, the default camera that they put on this is like the camera from the first iPhone. To bring it full circle, it's a terrible camera. And I was on a call with a guy doing a presentation, and he had a microphone and a camera, and he just looked like a professional, and I felt like a kid. So I upgraded those two things. So anyway, so Apple patented everything on the phone, and when Samsung made the Android device, they had to pay Apple because they used their patents. And so they got like 50 dump trucks to pull up to Apple headquarters and they paid them in pennies. This happened in real life.
I kind of feel like I remember that happening.
That's amazing. Like that's something that,
That's pretty good.
when you have your first job out of college, you'd think like, wouldn't it be sick if we paid them in pennies, bro? And they actually did it.
Those guys
Like
were
the top
probably
people.
just not far out of college to come up with the idea of the first smartphone. Well, the second smartphone. You're not an old man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you know what? I never thought of it that way, but you're probably right.
The
These were
old
probably
men
not.
at Samsung creating, TVs and dryers weren't all about the switching gears, making smartphones.
I don't know how I feel about the Samsung appliances. Something about it just doesn't make me feel right. Like when you're walking around and you see like an LG refrigerator, I can't get behind it.
Right.
I want my
But
refrigerators in a certain brand family.
how about Yamaha makes TVs and motorcycles? Like which one of
Mitsubishi.
those
We
doesn't?
used to, remember that TV in my basement, the big like rear projection. It was like a, those.
It was one of those like cabinet TVs.
Yeah, it was a Mitsubishi. I always found that a bit odd. I remember thinking like, that can't be the same Mitsubishi that makes the cars. That wouldn't make sense. So it must be another company with the same name and logo.
How great are those companies? Just ruled fucking the world.
Mitsubishi,
Yamaha, man, they made everything.
Yeah. What do you want? A keyboard? What do you want? What are you here for? Keyboard, motorcycle?
Yeah. How big was their flagship store?
Yeah. So here's the idea.
Okay. Let's get down to brass tacks.
There's a billion podcasts, right?
Right.
So I believe if people have a chance to see our content, I believe they'll like it. My confidence for that is maybe higher than it should be, but it's high. And the challenge then is, well, how the hell do we get in front of people, right? Like, how do we stand out in a sea of everyone who has this idea, right? Like, how do we get in front of them? So either, I don't know, marketing or search engine optimization, or like we have a friend who's a celebrity who comes on and then people notice us. So a few different avenues. But then I was thinking like, well, maybe we zig when everyone else zags, and instead of doing a podcast, we make an actual show, right? Like, we take the same energy and desire to create content, but just not in necessarily the podcast form. But then I thought, well, maybe that's the podcast, right? Maybe the podcast is that process. I mean, I know
which is literally what this is, right? This is that.
Yeah.
What are we doing? What should we make episode 1 about during episode 1?
So a better question is, what do you think of actually writing a show? Like a series or a movie or short film?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I think the problem I would have with that is that the payoff is so far removed from the process that it's not, it would like, you can't, it's really hard to do that and live the lives that we live already, like with jobs and stuff.
And we wouldn't know if we're making progress. Right. We wouldn't know we're making progress. We wouldn't know if we're getting any closer. Right? Because we've never done it before.
So I think I agree with you. I think doing a podcast doesn't make a lot of sense. There's just who cares? I think if we keep the focus right now, especially right now, on just making something that we think is funny, and whether that's whether we talk about different stuff or like, I don't know, maybe play a game. You can do all kinds of different stuff with this software that we're using right now, where we can play a game or like just look at news or whatever. As long as we think it's funny, I think that'll keep the momentum going. And then who knows what will happen. And then eventually, if we think it's funny, our friends and family probably by default will think it's funny.
Or obligation or.
And then that's it. Like it would take a lot to create something different from things that we and the people who know us think is funny, right? If we're like creating content because we want to get viewers because of like from some show like this podcast that I went to, which was well done, that's like a whole another conversation. But I think it's as long as we're doing something that we think is funny to us, and again with like no pressure on what that actually is right now.
Yeah,
I think we'll come up with something. I think it'll be funny to watch back. I play video games with a guy that golfs in our group on his Twitch channel every once in a while. And I watch them back. I crack myself up. He's kind of a weird guy. He's a nice guy, but he's a strange guy. And I can get the best out of him. And that it's so, and our friends like it. Like it's really funny. And so that's kind of.
Does he know he's part of this?
He knows. He gets it.
Is he in on it? Yeah.
He's got a good sense of humor.
Okay.
And he's trying to like do the content thing. And he's like creating bartending videos and he's getting nothing, right? Like he's doing it for the wrong reasons. He's trying to get rich.
Right.
Instead of just doing something that he enjoys. He doesn't even love it drinking.
Right.
He didn't start drinking until like 18 months ago.
People sniff. Was it? Did he start drinking because he wanted to get more
Yeah.
subscribers?
Yeah.
You know what? I really want to sell this bartender thing, so I'm going to go work in a bar. Then it'll show through. There was a guy on TikTok not too long ago. I love TikTok, by the way. I don't know if you love TikTok, but I love TikTok. It's starting to get too watered down now, but there was like a real golden era there for a minute, right? Where it was like every video was something before the ads, this was like pandemic TikTok.
Okay.
Were you on it then?
No, I'm a late adopter of TikTok, but I get it. I like it. It's there. Yeah. We were talking about this last weekend with another guy. It is time flies by when you're just looking at TikTok, just flipping, man, one to the next,
destroying your brain's ability to regulate dopamine and like ruining your attention span forever. But boy, that's
very productive.
About like immediate payoff. That's immediate payoff central, which is right up my alley. But there was this guy who did kind of like bartending videos. It made me think of it. You did toasts, right? Like every one of his TikToks was, and here's another great toast to do with friends. But they were so bad. Like it looked like someone gave him a gift for his birthday, like 100 best toasts to share with your friends.
Oh,
and
they're real.
He was doing it very seriously, not joking.
Yikes!
And it was like, don't tell our wives we're with our mistresses. Like really stupid shit, really bad. And so the reason I love TikTok is not necessarily because of the videos; it's for the commenting. I'm a huge commenter on TikTok. Like I comment a lot.
Do you?
And yes, a lot. And I commented on one of his videos because everyone was making fun of him. And he was responding to all of them, like saying, "This is really hard, man. Like, I don't know any of these toasts and I'm trying to learn them and present them well." And I commented like, "Man, maybe try something that you're interested in. You don't have to do toasts. And I don't know why you feel obligated to, but you don't have to."
Listen, he does now. If you're watching his videos, that means there's a lot of people watching his videos, and that's it. He's in too deep.
He was in the hundreds, maybe low thousands of likes.
Okay.
Would you like to know what I've learned about commenting on TikTok?
Sure.
In a year and a half I've been doing it. No satire, no sarcasm, nothing complex. I would say 10 words max. If you want people to like react to it, 10 words maximum. The simpler, the better. Like right down the middle. There's a video. Hold on, my headphones just went out. There's a video that I commented on. You know that song by the Miami Boys Choir?
Oh yeah, that one.
On TikTok, Yerushalayim, Yerushalayim. It's in Hebrew.
No.
Anyway,
the algorithm hasn't gotten me there yet.
Well, now it will because it's definitely heard me say that. These headphones are giving me hell. Let me go grab the big cans. I'm gonna strap in.
Okay.
All right.
I felt like just then I felt like Garth in Wayne's World when Wayne gets fired. And he had nothing. He just didn't know what to do, just staring at the camera.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Have you ever seen Scanners?
Wow, man. It was funny. Allison made a Wayne's World reference the other day, too. I guess that's just what all the kids are talking about.
That's it, yeah.
And I can't get an Apple product to connect to an Apple product. This is killing me. Can you hear yourself?
A little bit. Yeah, it's not constant, but there are some times when I can hear myself.
All right, hold on. Let me see.
That doesn't make any sense how you can't do that. It sounds like operator error to me.
That I can't connect my headphones?
Yeah.
I think it's a software bug because it only started like a week and a half ago. They always used to automatically connect really quickly. And now I can't get anything to connect. I have to like remove them and repair them. Could be operator error. I wouldn't rule that out. But I had them connected and then they disconnected.
Yeah, whatever. Figure it out for episode 2. We what was I going to say? TikTok. I asked Doug Valicki, who's got a serious
he's
podcast.
all over it, man.
He's good, and he's really good at TikTok. And he's like, use it if you got. I just asked him like, what software should I use, or like, what microphone should I buy? And he suggested these things, and then I'm unprompted. He was like, dude, if you guys want to make it work, use TikTok to like with snippets. So that'll be your job.
So I was actually thinking about. I went for a run just now before this, and I was thinking, "Pass the Mic" came on, by the way, by the Beastie Boys, and that's going to be the theme song. And it says, "Rock, rock, y'all, a TikTok, y'all." We'll use that in TikTok clips. That lightning bolt of inspiration struck me when I was. But like the thing with TikTok, and that Doug does this really well. You got to post every day.
Yep.
No exceptions. You got to put content out. So, speaking of content, what is going to be our content?
This is it. I think this is it. This is definitely episode 1. I think we got to come up with something, right? And there's something. I was thinking that, we have to do this consistently.
Yeah, we have to.
They don't have to be. They don't have to be long, right? They can be an hour. I don't know, whatever. But we should do this multiple times a week. Whether it's in the morning or in the, before work, even maybe, or it's after work sometime. I don't know.
We can do both. We can just whenever we have time. We should schedule it ahead of time. We should schedule the week. So tomorrow's Friday. We maybe like each Sunday we sit down and plot it out for the week, right? And say like, all right, well, we're both available Tuesday morning, or we're both available like Wednesday afternoon, whatever it is. Yeah. And then do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or whatever it is, or 2 weekend days. Depends. My schedule is becoming much more predictable now. Like this is the last week of our quarter, which is always crazy. Right. But
I like Thursday nights. Thursday nights are generally pretty good. The weekends get tough.
Yeah. Sorry, I just got a work email. I'm chasing down one deal. Yeah. So I have one deal left for the quarter. You have no idea.
We're jumping in on Work Talk, episode 1.
Two very two old women. I'm trying to get a deal done with them. To the point where, like, yesterday, one was like, well, I know who has to sign it. You know what? I'm at my computer. I can send him a message. I'm typing. You can probably hear me typing. And sent. And I thought, oh my God, this is what I'm going to be chasing down for the next week. These people can sign a document in a week. And it's not done yet. So tomorrow's Friday, we'll see. But anyway, schedule, I like that. Whenever we can do it, the more time, it's like the 10,000 hours thing, right?
Yep.
Like, Beatles are the best band ever because they played in a bar together every night for that was interesting.
Yeah, sorry, keep talking. I'm like doing different
I think that you and I have a huge head start on our 10,000 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
What we don't have practice with is whatever form of content we're going to be producing. So I think that whenever we used to make content, which, by the way, was absolutely sufficient for what we're trying to do, if not wonderful, like we got to that place because we spent a ton of time together doing nothing.
Right.
And I think that's where great ideas are born. I did like the idea of potentially developing characters. I think that would be fun, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know where to take it from there. I don't even know if that's where you're supposed to start. I don't know how to write a script of any kind. I don't know. I sell software for it, but I'm so far removed from that world. And I think you're right. Like, it would be so hard to feel like we're having fun,
I don't want to, especially right. Again, I'm trying not to think a year down the road. I'm trying to think like next week. And the thing that'll make me most excited to do this next week is if we just don't worry about too much about like the end some end
You're right.
product of whatever
Right.
it is. And like, but again, so I think that's my mindset.
I like
But
that.
I agree. Like, if you want to come up with a character, do it, man. I think that's part of the. That's you're like, hey, what'd you do the last couple days? I came up with a character. Like, I'll be right back, and then you like change your name from on the screen from Josh.
Oh, you want me to play out the character?
Yeah. I'll just
act
interview
like
you
the
like
character.
you're a character.
Oh, that's going to take a skill set that I do not think I have.
That's very
I like
early
that idea.
1990s Pittsburgh radio morning show.
Oh my God! Do you remember Scott Paulson and Jim Crenn?
Yeah, I bought their
You know-
CDs, man. They sold CDs.
No, no,
They
no.
were so popular.
Yeah, I bought it because you bought it, and Aaron Bernard bought it. I was in Los Angeles not too long ago, and there was a dude named Jim Crenn that had a radio show there, and I was wondering if it was him, like a pretty big one,
Maybe.
you know. Anyway, those guys were great. Like they were not just great for Pittsburgh, like they were really, really good.
I thought so. They're Pittsburgh. I learned everything about the Pittsburgh accent I could still do from listening to DV in the mornings.
I'm
I
surprised there hasn't been more.
love the Pittsburgh accent. Everyone
it's
fucking
the
loves
best.
it.
It's the best, and there's really only one Yinzer exploitation channel that I know.
What's that?
Pittsburgh Dad.
Is what?
Pittsburgh Dad.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Pittsburgh
right.
Dad.
Oh, of course. That guy's huge.
He is huge. Like that's a pretty cool.
Talk about some guy. He started his first video was just making videos for his dad
Yeah,
about stuff his dad used to yell at him about. His
Which
first
is awesome.
video is yelling at the kids, like he's playing his dad, and he walks out the back door of their house and he yells at their kids to come inside because it's going to rain. And it was like a 90-second video of this whole like get inside, it's going to rain, get out of the pool. They had an above ground pool. Get out of the pool. Make sure you step in that splash bucket at the bottom. I ain't be tracking no grass clippings in the house. And that was it. And now he's got hundreds of thousands of followers. He probably gets 1 million views a week on these Steeler game
He does.
recaps. That's all he
they
does.
had him
anymore.
down on the field at Latrobe training camp. He was shaking hands with Tomlin. He's a star.
He's great, man. I love it.
He's
I
reached
think
Mount
that's
Olympus.
yeah. That's a guy, but he's also like an actor. Like he was like the
Right.
Justin Rainier of whatever of his life, of his story. Anyway, so my just to get back to this, I think again we make it fun, but that doesn't mean we don't like come up with stuff during the week. We're like, I think it'd be funny to talk about or like read Amazon reviews or
Yeah,
play Wordle or something. I don't know, just something
love
that
Wordle.
you think, whatever. Listen, I think we can. I just
it's
want
a
to try
really
it because
good
I'm going to
idea.
mess with this. I want to mess with the software a little bit. Give me a second. Humor me.
I've been cultivating a YouTube. So I've spent a lot of time on YouTube, like you do on Twitch. Is
Okay.
Twitch your thing?
Yeah,
Which is
honestly,
something
both
we
at
don't
this
have.
point.
Okay. So anytime I see I have a few playlists on YouTube, and I have one called Hall of Fame. And over the last, I don't know, decade, I've been cultivating the finest YouTube videos across the internet, and I would love to go through that playlist. Like,
Perfect.
those would
Just
be,
watch 'em.
And there's some from different stages of my life that I don't know if I'd still consider in Hall of Fame, but like the Eddie Murphy sketch where he pretends
That'd be
to
even
a white
funnier.
guy and goes to the bank and like they just give him money. You remember that? That's on there. I was just looking through it the other day. There's a lot of really, really great stuff and some really weird stuff that I found in like the corners of YouTube. That I don't know if everyone would totally relate to, but it's great. The concept of, or the notion that we don't need to focus on the end product is,
Yeah.
I like that a lot because really, if we get there, then this will be even more interesting. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Yeah.
if I could, I actually didn't do any searching on who else has done this, which I'm sure someone's thought of this by now, right? This is not I'm a big believer in like the idea doesn't need to be incredible. You just need to execute it really well and do it in your authentic way, and then people will either like it or they won't, and you move on with life. But I didn't look up. Did you? To look up to see if anyone else has done this?
The Rich and Josh Show. There is a video out there called The Rich and Josh Show. There's another, I don't know, a couple kids.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Like behind the scenes at the Rich and Josh Show, like
yeah, fucking you don't know.
It's so bad that you haven't even registered the channel name on YouTube, The Rich and Josh Show.
Which I'm assuming you did.
That's what we're on right now. We are broadcasting to The Rich and Josh Show.
Oh, are we live on the internet right now?
Yes.
Holy shit! How many people are watching?
You and me. That's it.
Oh my god, that's my favorite audience.
0. There's a big 0 sitting right here. Live viewers 0.
It'll come.
Yeah,
but if I could see,
you know how buried this page is right now. I tried to search The Rich and Josh Show, and it didn't come up. It's nowhere to be found. I don't know how anybody finds this if you don't just actually send it to them.
I guess I did know you could do live on YouTube. I've seen some live stuff.
Yeah.
I like to watch the House of the Dragon recaps after I watch House of the Dragon so that someone can explain to me what I just saw. I'm a big fan of that. You watch that show?
The Cliff's Notes. Of course I don't watch that show. I'll read the Wikipedia plot summary in a couple years and to get some reference.
Plot summaries.
That's how I watch movies. I don't watch movies. I know. I know.
Are you speaking of contrarians and contrarianism, of which I know you like to smash that like button and subscribe. That's Kanye West, huh? Do you think he's just reached a point where he has to say something so contrarian, and he's already said that slavery was a choice, so he's got to like reach really deep into that contrarian bag and think like, what is really no one saying right now? And his last few attempts at that have just come,
I saw something that when he said that on TMZ, he actually said in that same interview that he loved Hitler and he loved Nazis, and they cut it out.
I have that article up right in front of me. Kanye West has a disturbing history of admiring Hitler, sources tell CNN. I'll be honest with you. I can't figure out what part of my brain is still trying to find a way to not feel foolish for being such a huge fan of his for many years. But my first thought was, that's a hit piece. It seems so over the top, right? Like he wanted to name his album Hitler.
I know.
If you wanted to get back at him, that's what you would say, right?
I guess I agree. I think there's someone out there who's like searching for, give me 10 grand, I'll talk to you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's weird that anybody was a fan of him until now. If you decide to not be a fan of him anymore, Hitler, right? No. Kanye West, right? Like it's. Don't meet your idols. This is like the perfect.
Yes.
This is the perfect example of don't meet your idols. Don't get to know them. Just appreciate their music or their art or their acting, and that's it. And they are probably more times than not anywhere near what you think may be an acceptable standard for their life.
Yeah, it's just, Kanye West music is like such a emotional experience. There's no way that the person or the assembly of people that produced that song could ever live up to how I received it,
Sure.
Like a radio signal. You don't want to see the actual radio signal. You want to transmit and receive it. And like, I have never really had much of an interest in meeting him. And if I ever did, I would think that I would say something like, your music has meant a lot in my life. And, I really love that you did it. Nice job. But I can't even imagine wanting to do that because, like, what good could come of it? Is he going to be like, you know what, man? I've seen your SoundCloud stuff. We should collaborate, right? Like, what good is going to come of that interaction?
Yeah,
it's funny because I did have that same thought. I thought that same phrase, "Don't meet your heroes." Like, I had that same thought this week when the treasure trove of anti-Semitism that he's been somehow keeping a lid on came pouring open.
I know.
Yeah, as a non-Jew, what do you think of this?
It's stupid, man. The guy's, it's mental health. Yeah, not everyone suffering a mental health crisis goes straight to anti-Semitism. Like, stop.
He's not saying it's mental health.
No, everyone else is. and that's how they're trying
You're
to
saying
justify.
they're writing it off, right?
The people are like, "Oh, come on, he needs help. He needs help." Okay, who's gonna help him? You going?
Yeah.
You go to his house? You gonna pick him up, drive him to the hospital? I mean,
that should go well.
Come on. It's disgusting, man. I'm over it. I like Kanye's music.
How could you not?
Yeah, right. I mean that documentary that was out over the summer, I guess, was great. The first couple episodes are great, and the third episode you're like, this guy's insane.
Yeah.
And this is going to happen. And frankly, if I was in a death pool, I'd pick Kanye. Like I feel like he's got. If it happened in the next 18 months, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either. And I also think that, we didn't see Kurt Cobain, Jim Morrison, Amy Winehouse, Jimi Hendrix get old.
Right.
People like that are not long-term marathon runners. They are spurts of genius and brilliance. And, we did see Michael Jackson get older.
Yeah.
When you're at that talent level or that level of fame, or both in this case, there's just no possible way to live a normal life. There's no way, no chance you're forfeiting any chance you have at your mental health for all of that. It's like the universe evens it out somehow. Like, they get to ride this wave and live the good life for 20 years, but then their next 20, it's like there's just no way to have it all, right?
I guess, yeah, it's tough to, right. Kanye's not going down to eat anywhere and not get mobbed. It's a lot of that's his own doing too. That's the other thing.
Then he married the other most famous person in the world. So again, you're right.
I don't feel sorry for Kanye at all.
There's nothing to feel sorry for. I just think that people at that level just are not meant to say things that people like and have rational opinions and live fulfilled lives, they're not. Michael Jackson didn't have a successful marriage, Kanye didn't have a success. Although Michael Jackson's kids actually seem pretty cool. And Kanye's kids seem pretty cool too. Yeah. Blanket, dude. Blanket's the man.
It was Blanket like 24 Jackson. Now? He's in his 20s?
Blanket, dude, he might be our age.
No.
Yeah, dude, he's way past.
Fired up.
All right.
To the internet.
I'm so excited I can type in Blanket Jackson.
If he's over 30, I'd be surprised.
I'm gonna guess 34.
Mm-mm.
So
no way. 20, 25 at the most.
I feel like I saw pictures of him and I was like, that's. And you might be right, actually.
Lisa Marie Presley was his mom, right?
I don't know. I thought. Well, there was rumors that he had that woman. He didn't have sex with anybody. Let's be honest. They're probably not even his kids. Like, I can't imagine that man having normal sex and any procreative sex. There's no chance.
He's 20. How did it take you so long to look it up? I typed in Blanket Jackson age.
I got distracted.
20.
Okay, I was
20 years old.
I was only 14 years off. That's not bad.
I was going to say, I remember him because I think so who is his mom?
Oh, I guess Blanket's not his actual name.
Parents is just Michael Jackson. He doesn't have a listed mother. Oh, man.
Told you.
It's not this kid's fault.
But I thought that in the documentary, he was with Lisa Marie Presley, and then there was another woman that the rumor was. I don't know if the rumor was that
Paris. There's a Paris Jackson, and that is Michael Jackson and Debbie Rowe.
Yeah, Debbie Rowe. That's the person I'm thinking of. She's a blonde woman, right?
Yeah, great picture here of Debbie Rowe. Let me go ahead and throw it up on the screen.
Yeah, pop it. Jamie, throw it up on the monitor. Do you watch JRE, Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
Can you pull that up? I went back and watched the Kanye episode of JRE and was like, we should have seen this coming. Yeah, that's her. That's her. Yeah, those two people did not have sex and create that. There's no chance.
Look at
the look on the kid's face. Yeah.
I don't think that's I think that's Photoshop, but it's great, right?
It is great. Yeah, I like the
Is it
hat and everything.
Photoshopped?
So I don't know what this woman's role was in his life. I don't know if that was a wife, a girlfriend, a friend,
A wife,
a
ex-wife. Let's go to
ex-wife.
Wikipedia.
Yeah. So go to the part where speed past the facts and go to the speculation about how this kid was created. How this kid was created.
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it is her kid. It's not his kid.
Right. I think that I can't remember if it was there was like something that I heard that made a lot of sense. Right? I heard it and I thought, yeah, okay, that's what happened because I always kind of wondered even when we were younger, when I heard Michael Jackson had kids, I was like, "He did? That doesn't compute. How did he do that?"
I remember thinking as soon as I knew that being gay was a thing, I remember thinking he was definitely gay. He was like the first guy. You're like, there's no way. Why are these women fainting over him in Seoul, Korea, in 1988? Those concerts were bloodbaths.
They really
gay.
were. I like how you said, as soon as you learned that being gay was a thing, your first thought was, "Oh, okay, so that's what Michael Jackson's all about."
Oh, I get it now.
That's
Yeah,
how.
him.
But I do remember thinking about that as a kid. I was like, "Wait, why are these women fainting? Like, what is?" I didn't understand why women found him sexually attractive. Is that a mean thing to say? Like, I didn't. I
So
saw
I think
the people that yeah.
so.
Break
Up
down.
until bad, he wasn't. He still looked. He's still a handsome
No, I'm
guy.
not saying the
Like,
plastic surgery. He was a handsome guy. Did you see that rendering come up recently of what he would look like if he lived today and never had plastic surgery? He looked like a handsome guy. You know, he had beard and long hair. Anyway,
All right, time out. Can you hold on before we go any further? Because this is something you're like, did you see that? Is there a way for you to share any of this stuff? Like, do you have any options on your screen to do anything?
Yeah, present. Yeah, I can do that.
Oh, you do have present. Okay,
Screen
so that's
sharing is easiest with two monitors. Screen sharing works best. Blah, blah, blah. Don't show these tips again.
so maybe it makes sense to have, you know, if you want to talk, like think of something, just save it, like open a browser window and save it as something, and then just have links, right, and we can look at it.
Great idea. Keep the tabs open.
It's easy to don't even do so much research. Just read through it and then just save it.
What do you mean so much research?
Like it'd be kind of fun. I mean, know what it is, but then we'll talk about it. Like, don't send it to me before the show.
No. I'm just meaning like I'll keep my tabs open in my browser so that I have them up and I can share.
Like, check this out.
You can share a tab. Hold on, let me
Got
stop. Did you see the picture?
So no, now you have to go under this. Maybe if I do this, it'll work.
Wait, you can't see my screen?
No.
Really?
So you have to present. See the options right under the window that show like the pictures of the people, and then there's like one person and two people. Do you have that option?
No,
maybe
but
I do it. I got it. I just
there
did
it is.
Sorry.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I could see it showing. So
yeah, I have to do it. Wow,
right?
It's a good looking guy.
It's a good looking guy. Now this one, not as much. What the hell? What the hell? But like, yeah. I first of all, this is really cool that this. Look, there's a couple other ones. You can see Tupac. I guess that's Jimi Hendrix, who we
John Lennon,
Princess Di. There's Kurt Cobain. Maybe this is is that Elvis in the top left?
Yeah, Elvis would be really old. That looks like
Is that
John
Jim
Lennon.
Morrison in the bottom right.
Yeah,
John Lennon with the gray beard.
That's got to be him, right?
So who's this in the bottom right?
Is that
Janis
what's
Joplin?
her name? Yeah. So it looks like.
And here's the answers. Well, that's Freddie Mercury. Oh, he wasn't in the last one. Heath Ledger. Jimi Hendrix looks awesome.
He does.
Tupac looks like he's that he works with like 7th grade kids coaching basketball at the Boys and Girls Club in like a youth outreach program. You know,
You said it, not me.
doesn't it? He just looks like he has a real raspy voice and a whistle around his neck. Like
It's funny that all these people,
not
all
gonna
the
get
pictures
anywhere.
here, the picture. So like Princess Diana, notwithstanding, and I guess Freddie Mercury too, but everyone else had like a big drug problem, right?
Freddie was pretty into
Maybe
drugs.
maybe
That's
not
how one
Tupac
got him.
or
Yeah.
okay, Kurt, Jimmy, Heath, and Janice. And it's funny because all these pictures are like if they stopped doing drugs
Yeah.
right before they died and they got sober right then, this is what they would look like. It like extrapolates that look to the current day.
Extrapolates a healthy life, right?
From that point on, it like there's no way
Yeah, I mean, Kurt Cobain would
look like that today.
he would look pretty strung out.
There's a thing, man. I get really into like Bam Margera. I don't
Yeah,
you know who Bam
he's going
is,
through
right?
it, yeah.
He for some reason the Jackass crew. I don't know if it's because it happened when I was in college and it was a big deal, or if it's just something about the content that they made and how stupid it was, but it was so funny and entertaining. Whether I'm like fascinated by all of the members and like their individual lives, and they've all had issues.
Yeah,
and
Steve-O got clean.
Steve-O got clean. A lot of them, Johnny Knoxville got clean.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys got clean. He's the only one that hasn't. And it's, I mean, I'm like on Reddit threads, following this shit. Like it's crazy that he just continues to.
That's
live
interesting
life as
that captured your attention. Of all things, I wouldn't have guessed that for you. Why do you think it got you?
I think it was a combination of the time in life that had happened. Right? It was
What does that have to do with anything?
You're in college. It just like you're the right age. If it happened, if that shit
Why you
came out
liked
today,
Jackass?
yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I get why you liked Jackass. I'm
Yeah.
interested in what kept you interested in the individual.
I think because I liked it so.
Yeah,
I liked
okay,
it so
okay.
much, and I just found it really interesting to see how those guys went from like literally stapling their butt cheeks together.
Yeah.
To
Like if there was a worse group of people to give money to, show me them.
right,
Right.
but now they're fine. Like they're you know they've all gotten, from what I understand, like they're all semi-successful. Steve-O's huge. He really had
Yeah.
like a second coming,
Steve-O's
which I
doing
thought
great.
was cool.
Yeah.
I think that's really interesting.
Johnny
He
Knoxville
filmed
did
his. He was in legit movies for a while.
Yeah.
Men in Black.
the one where he played a mentally challenged individual.
Yeah, that one. What was that called?
Oh no, I'm sorry. He played a man pretending to be mentally challenged so that he could participate in the Special Olympics.
And when?
Yeah. I think it was called Retard the movie.
Stop.
It's a word you can't use anymore.
No, you know we're
Controversial.
live and this is being saved. That's the problem. And if we do get, dude, if this ever, if we do, if we get famous, people are gonna come back to episode 1, and then that's gonna be it.
You may be surprised to hear this, but there are other things in my past that would probably also submarine my chances at public office. So I'm not too worried. If that's what gets me, I'm happy to go down.
The name of the movie was The Ringer.
That's actually a pretty good title. It was a pretty good movie, actually. It was not bad. It was not nearly as bad as I just made it sound. But Bam, he's on TikTok. I don't know if it's his account or other people posting. I think it's both.
Yeah.
But he seems to have gone pretty comprehensively off the reservation.
So there's all those videos are pretty damning, but he's also done podcasts with Steve-O, and just Steve-O's just like trying to talk to him about being in rehab and like going through recovery and stuff like that. And it's you can just tell that, one, Bam doesn't really get it, and two, Steve-O knows that he doesn't get it. It's
And
just
there's no reaching him, you think? Is there a chance?
It certainly didn't feel like that. Right when I watched it, it seemed pretty. It was interesting again, though. I like, for some reason, I'm drawn to that story.
Yeah,
and I'll be honest. Part of it is probably you love watching a house burn, and You love watching something on fire, and so there's probably an element of that. I try not to think that that's the main reason, but it's certainly a part of it.
I don't know. Knowing you, there's a lot of house burning to watch out there on the internet. There's something else that got your attention.
That's the house I wanted to watch burn.
Yeah, that's the particular house that you were most interested in seeing burn. The
Let's
most
watch
heartbreaking thing about that is that you would assume that he will look back on all of this content that's out there and just feel so much guilt and shame for, if he gets there.
Right, that's the thing. Like you think someday it's going to be, it's going to click for him and he's going to maybe. Yeah. I don't know if I'd probably pick him before I'd pick Kanye and Deathpool.
Oh yeah, he's really, substance abuse is at that level. Like you're
only one bad dose away, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's play Wordle.
So I start Wordle with the same word every time.
Okay, hang on. Let me get it in here, and then I'll.
Then you'll talk strategy.
Yeah.
So
how do I do this?
My sisters, they don't. They pick a different word every time to start with, which is, I think, insane. And then I saw something online that there were some nerds in Cambridge that found out, using math, the best word to start with. And then I thought, I don't want to play Wordle anymore because, the nerds ruined it.
So what word do you use?
What's your starting?
I don't play Wordle very often.
Really?
I just thought it'd be something to do.
It is something to do.
So tell me what word do you usually start with?
Scary, and here's why.
Okay.
Here's why, because it ends in Y, and you'll know right out of the bout. Almost certainly, there's going to be an S in the word. You'll know if it begins with an S, right?
Same with an R, right?
Always on R, and if not, you'll know it's something weird. And if it ends in a Y, that's a much harder word to guess if you don't know it ends in a Y right out of the gate. If that makes sense.
Okay. All right. Let's try
it. It sounds like you're buying it. Look at that. What did I tell you?
So C and A are in the right positions, or R and Y are.
Yeah, other way around. R and Y are in the right positions. There's a C and an A in it, but they're not in the right places, and there's no S.
So I think we can get this.
We could probably get this on the next one.
So let's just type in C, A, and the O is just a place. I've watched a streamer do this.
I actually think you just got it. I think it's Carrie.
Carrie, Carry.
Yeah, because there can be two R's.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to do it? Let's see if we get it the second try. Oh my god!
Look at that. Scary never fails, bro.
Well, we're not,
especially when the word is carry.
When they rhyme, that's a good start.
Well, when there's 4 letters of the word I start with. I'm surprised my sisters didn't text me today and say, "Oh, you're going to get this one really easily."
2.
Yeah. They know I ride.
We did it.
Scary. Yeah.
So let's play it again.
I'm glad that was recorded. That couldn't have worked out better.
I know.
Well, you can't. You can only play once a day, but there is an archive.
Oh, all right. So, but you know all those.
No. I don't play every day, and even if I did, I don't think I'd remember.
Okay.
But you can't. So you'd actually have. I don't think they have it on there. But if you,
I'm just going to leave this up here. I want to talk about this podcast we went to go see, just to kind of give you an idea of what spurred the. I'm literally watching it, and it's one of Sarah's girlfriends from college, and she's a comedian. She always did that. She's done stand up. She's married to another stand up comedian, and they've toured together. She's written for some shows. I don't think this podcast is definitely the best thing that she's done.
Okay.
The biggest thing.
But she's in the writers' room for shows. That's
pretty
nice. That's
she lives in LA. She's the whole thing. And they had a podcast where they recap episodes of Law and Order SVU.
Love that. I actually suggested that to Allison, that we did a rewatch. We did because I like the Sopranos podcast too. Anyway, sorry, keep going.
So the podcast was at the DC Improv. Big room, maybe 200 people. sold out. And
Sold tickets.
oh yeah, they sold 200 tickets.
Damn.
At the Improv it was a Sunday night. It wasn't even like a Friday or Saturday. It was a Sunday night. Mostly women. I've never seen an episode of Law and Order SVU. I was joking that it's always seems to be. It's like every time I think of Law and Order SVU, like where I would watch it, it'd be on a TV. At a muted TV at the gym in front of the treadmills.
In the middle of the day. At like
middle
3
of the day.
Yeah.
Closed captioning.
Yeah.
But, and they just kind of like went, it was like maybe not a 2-hour show, but it was close, where they recapped an episode and they had some like PowerPoints that they would throw up on the screens. Microsoft Paint format. Like it was, they had jokes about things and what, right. Whatever you would think comedians would do. And then at the end they had games and they brought people up on, and were like, who would you rather? Ice-T's character or this other
that's
character?
right. Okay. So I forgot that this was a Law and Order. So they would watch the episode or just like, did they play the episode first?
No, they watched it and they told people apparently before the show, like, watch season 10, episode 4. That's what we're going to talk about. And so everyone would watch it if they hadn't already watched it, and then show up, and then like kind of they would just talk.
And they're cracking jokes. They're like
they would read. They would literally read the synopsis basically and make jokes along the way.
Have you listened to Talking Sopranos?
Mm-mm.
Give it a listen. Pick any episode. Don't pick the first one, but like go into the middle, pick an episode. They actually have the script because they were. It's. Did you watch The Sopranos?
On and off.
Okay, so Christopher, Tony's nephew, was a great character. Him and what's his name? The big dude, Bobby Bacala. It's them two. They do the podcast. And they have the script, and they go through it, and they talk about like, oh, on this day, David chased me with a hammer because like I didn't remember my lines, or they tell funny stories. But like most of the time, they just go way off topic and start talking about. They're just really interesting guys. I'm wondering if it was like that, or was it more like Mystery Science Theater?
No, it was more like the podcast you just described.
Okay,
not
that's
Mystery
a cool.
Science Theater.
I guess what makes them qualified to discuss Law and Order any more than the next person, other than
they watched it. So. They watched it and they knew how to get it going.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean I get that. I mean, like, do they offer any special insight, or
I think they've gotten to they've filmed 150 some episodes. Like this isn't a new thing, and they've gotten to the point where they can get people to like from the show to come on and talk about the episode.
That is the advantage to being topical, right?
Right.
If we can find I don't want to say it like that because that sounds like it's an objective. Like I don't mean it like that. I mean if we organically stumble upon a focus.
Yeah.
I can already picture in my head how that started. Two friends who both loved Law and Order would always crack jokes about it to each other, and then they did it, right? Whatever that.
And they were people who were already in the industry. I think her friend has a bigger career than she does so far. Okay. And so that's obviously
followership.
They had a followership. They also had the connections to kind of get, here's what we're trying to do. Can we have someone help? Like we need a producer to help us do it. I don't know. I don't know what you do at that point. But anyway, yes, they weren't bank tellers and then all of a sudden decided to do this. Yeah. They were in the industry and then decided to do this.
Yeah. I would say that's a pretty common. I don't think there's many outsiders that have come in and had immediate success, right? This is something that, like you said, we do it for the love.
Yeah, I think our friends and family will. I think we can get some pretty good traction with people we know, just especially ones we haven't seen in a while. It's to look in and see how bad we look in our 40s.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that why not, right? Why not?
Let's see how many chins Rich has.
Wait, we're bald. We're bald now.
We're both bald.
Get over it. It's fine. We don't care. Why do you care? Is our 25th reunion coming up? It must be.
Do the math.
It's going to be
pretty simple to do the math, as a matter of fact.
Okay. You got me on that one. So, Carrie, 7. So we graduated in the year 2000. meaning our 25th reunion will be in a little more than 2 years.
That's it.
Are
I
you
don't know
gonna
if we
go?
had a 20th. I don't know. I don't know.
Have you gone to any?
I don't know what my calendar looks like in 2025 yet. I went
Have you gone to
to
any of them?
I went to our 10 year.
How was it?
It was good. I was trying to get you to come, and you were
Wasn't having it.
no, you weren't in. That was no
Oh yeah, I remember now.
2012 or 2010.
2010. Yeah, rough year. Yeah. Okay. Dose of your own medicine. You serves you right for
This
making fun of my
this,
Mac.
this mango lemonade truly is going to my head. See,
You got it truly.
And this is how you get sponsorship. We're already working our way there.
Oh, you know what I really love at the end of a hard day? You know who I want to sponsor us? LL Bean. I was at LL Bean the other day, and I love LL Bean. And as I get older, I think, lean into it. So I go around the store, and Allison's watching me like a hawk because she knows that I want to like get everything in the store. And I find my like 6 items that I like, and I'm become very used to shopping in New York where nothing is affordable. Like it changes your perception. So I got my stuff, brought it up to the register, and was like thinking it was going to be pretty expensive. It was $235 was my total for like a hat, a sweater, a robe, a blanket, like a knit cap. Like I got like 7 things for $235. I'm exclusively an LL Bean guy now.
Just the essentials.
Yeah, just the essentials. Robe. Speaking of the robe, highly recommend. The arms are like sweatshirt arms, and the
Okay.
cuffs like have like elastic, so it kind of feels like a sweatshirt, flannel lined. Maybe I'll send one over your way for Christmas.
I don't want that. I got a robe for the first time last year. So my office is in the basement.
Yes.
And it gets cold. We were working from home exclusively last year. It gets cold down here in the wintertime. So I couldn't layer enough with sweatshirts and sweatpants to stay warm. So I got this fleece lined robe from Faraday.
Okay,
You
that's
ever
where
buy
you,
you ever buy
that's
clothes?
where you went wrong. I like Faraday,
No.
but fleece lined is where you went wrong. Big mistake. Cotton
No.
only. Dude,
I disagree.
I've tried more robes than everybody in the world combined. If you combined everybody who's ever had a robe, I've tried more. Fleece.
No, what's wrong with fleece?
Number one, it doesn't act as a drying mechanism. It doesn't absorb water well. So, like, I like to dry myself with a towel and then let the robe finish the job.
Oh,
right?
okay. I don't do that. That's not how I wear.
You're
it.
talking just lounging.
Correct.
Okay. Well, then that's a different
when it's
conversation.
cold and I'll wear it around the house all day
Okay.
with
that's
clothes underneath, like with pants
right.
and even sometimes a hoodie underneath. 'cause
Okay,
it's
so
then yeah.
This robe basically is a hoodie,
Okay.
but with a belt and it's longer. But I
Fair
would never get a fleece robe. I for the summer I have a linen robe. For the winter now I have this one, flannel lined from LL Bean. LL Bean. Makers of fine robes.
Yeah, just gotta give the point and the look.
Yeah. LL Bean.
You know where to
$235 for whatever you want.
You know where to find us. The Rich and
Yeah.
Josh Show on YouTube.
That's right.
So we've been live
Months
for
less.
58 minutes, and
You want to call it?
we have 0 views.
Okay.
The
Not what I expected.
The stream health is good, and that's pretty much it. What else is there? What else is going on? So I do this thing. I'll just bring it up now. I do this thing where when I'm inebriated and I have
Yeah.
something that I think is funny, I write it down. I have this list of notes. Look at this. Like these are all bits.
You
Let me
want to
read
see
one.
something?
Yeah. The same thing. Dude, what do we need to prepare for? Look at that. That's funny.
They're bad.
Like bad, like what do you mean bad?
I mean, they're not good, but
Oh.
I want to hear
Some of
yours.
Okay, again, it's all about Um,
I kind of feel like this could be its own episode. Maybe we wait on these.
okay. I
do you
can
think?
probably whittle it down. Let's
Don't
wait on
whittle
this.
it down. Don't whittle.
All right.
I want to
all right,
hear.
all
I
right.
want to hear the worst ones.
Okay. Maybe we do this.
Just
Maybe
lay
we
one
do
on
this
me.
next time.
Give
I'll
me a
do-
little something. You want to do one each?
Yeah. All right. Hang on. The first one I didn't fully write out. I think I couldn't. I didn't understand the nest. I was like, I'll remember this. No way. So
Oh, you didn't give yourself enough detail. You're saying
yeah, right. But I think I've pieced it together.
you
This
left
was back
yourself a
when
trail of breadcrumbs instead.
pretty much there was something on the local news that President Biden and I guess it was when he was president, maybe before, and Barack Obama went to some bakery in D.C. and the bakery was giving money, or it was a veterans focused bakery. Like all the people who worked there were veterans. The money went to veterans, and they went there. And I remember looking. I was with Sarah. We were at the bar, and we are watching this. And I'm like, I would go. There's another one called Baked and Wired. We got our wedding cake there. It's great. I was like, I would go to Baked and Wired if they sent all their money to ISIS. Like, I don't care. I don't care about where the money goes.
Yeah,
They have the
I'm
best
in for
baked
it.
goods.
Right.
And again, this is when I'm stoned, so of
Right.
course I'm thinking about the best ones. But yeah, that's an example.
Okay, that's my first one. My idea was because I was watching A Few Good Men, and I thought, how funny would this be if when Tom Cruise is doing the courtroom scene, if someone played like a laugh track and the Seinfeld music behind him. Like, you can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
And there's actually a lot of different scenes you could do it for, and then I thought, like, someone's already done this. It's too good of an idea. And
Maybe.
I've outsmarted myself.
I have a laugh track on my computer. I
Can you play it
downloaded
right
it.
now?
Maybe I can.
Yeah, see if you can do that. I would.
That would
love
actually be
to-
fun. The reason I have it is because whenever I play golf with this guy, I use it whenever he says something.
Do you really? When you pull out your phone and you play a laugh track?
It's on my phone. It's on my computer. I have it mapped to keys on my keyboard, so
Wait
I
a
can
second,
just
you
like hit
said
it.
you do this when you're playing golf with your friend?
No. When
Oh.
we're playing video games.
Oh,
With that golf guy.
I thought you were like, he makes a bad joke on the golf course and you like pull out your phone and
That's
laugh
genius
track.
too.
Yeah, it
That's
is,
genius too.
I figured.
All right,
Come
hang on.
you. Okay, I got a deep thinking one.
Go ahead.
Did you? How quickly you think you can get this laugh
All
track
right,
up?
hang on. I'm
It doesn't matter. Keep it for next time. I think that a laugh track would be. I like the idea of a laugh track. I
It's
think
gonna be-
a
yeah.
laugh track. I think that like two things make me laugh in that context: a laugh track where it doesn't belong, and bleeping non-curse words.
Oh, that is funny. That is
Isn't it?
really funny. If there was an easier way to do that when
Yeah.
we were in high school,
Yeah.
I had the idea. I actually had like two of the more straight edge girls in our class, in our campus news class, and I wrote them a little script and I changed the words to like shirt and funk, and I was like,
Yeah.
just read this.
Right.
And then you don't have to do anything. That's it. I'll take care of it from there. And I tried to go and use those analog machines, and it just didn't work. It's impossible to do with.
You were a
that.
wizard with those things.
I couldn't get that one to work, but I agree. I think that's hilarious. It's always
It doesn't-
funny to hear.
They
people
don't
do
even
that.
have to be like. I think it would even be funny to do it from existing shows and movies. Like, imagine some guy was like giving a. This is a weird example off the top of my head, but if he was like pleading with his wife, like, I try and I try and I try and I get nothing. Like, if you bleeped out try and nothing, it would be really funny,
I think it's
right?
yeah.
Because it leaves it up to the imagination that he's saying, like, I think you get it. I don't need to explain it.
So
but-
there you go. It gets like do like the weekly scene from some movie or show
Yeah.
where we bleep out
Yeah.
random words. But they did that. I feel like they did that on Jimmy Kimmel
Yeah.
or Jimmy Fallon or
That's-
something.
Again, the same category of it's such a good idea and so simple and funny that like someone's done it. right? All you really need is like access to copyrighted material and a computer. Okay, so here's a deeper one.
Good.
What would change if we knew that there was intelligent life out there in the universe, but that it was beyond our cosmic reach? So we knew that there was intelligent life outside of Earth, but we couldn't communicate with them, can't visit them, can't communicate them. But the James Webb Space Telescope finds definitively that there is. What changes?
Nothing.
Or everything?
I think, or everything. Yeah, that's it.
No, I'm being serious. Like, what actually changes?
I don't think anything changes.
We're spending a lot of money to explore the universe, which I love. I just wonder, like, if we
Could
knew
we be spending
weren't
our money?
Alone. No, that's not what I'm saying. I just mean if we knew we weren't alone, would anybody do anything differently? Would religions be looked at differently? Would would it be silly to fund SpaceX? Like, would going to Mars now seem stupid? Because we know, like, going to Mars for fucking what, right? Like, what are we going to find on Mars? It's a red planet. It's a rock. There's nothing there. It's absolutely inhospitable to humans.
Cool. Are you reading the Wikipedia page or what?
Yeah. Mars is a red dwarf. I think that there is, we know it's not us. We can't write back, but we know that there's much more out there than us. Like, would it fuel space exploration or would it diminish it?
That probably, yes. I think that would
Which
definitely fuel exploration for sure.
We couldn't, there are certain distances that are just not, you can't
I get it
there.
But that doesn't mean that they didn't find, there's not something that's closer, but now you have proof that there is something else.
Yeah, that's
maybe we go to Mars and we figure it out from there. I don't know. But I think that would definitely happen, but that wouldn't change my life. Really. It's not like I'm going to stop doing what I do and join the NASA.
I'm not going to work tomorrow.
They're not looking for me anyway, by the way.
Yeah. There's life out there in the universe. I can't really get it up to go to work.
Quarter end is this week. What do you expect me to do? I got to close this. I got a quarter end.
Yeah, it is quarter end, man. My customers are emailing me with their computers instantly. All right, man. I'm gonna go have some dinner. I haven't eaten because I decided to go for that run. Do you want to? By the way, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 9 more of these, and one of them just says Gun Chef.
We'll dive into that one next time. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I probably have 20, 25.
Dude, these are so bad.
My one of them just says Boombox couple CDs.
That and Gun Chef.
Some of these are not good.
Yeah, well that's.
This one is a good joke, and then we'll stop. If you throw up on the floor of a boat, you're just being really lazy. You're just lazy. That's a legit joke.
I mean, you're kind of an asshole too, right?
Yeah, you're being the lazy asshole. You are a horrible boat guest.
Either that, yeah. I mean, I can't think of the circumstances, especially a smaller boat, like the kind of boats that most people are on, right? Like,
yeah, not a cruise ship.
You're on a cruise ship, right?
If you're on a boat where there are no walls.
Right. Go nuts and throw up on the floor. If you're on a wall-less boat. I don't. What led you to think about that?
I have no idea. I wrote that down years ago.
That's a good one to hold on to, though. I'm glad that it survived for this.
I had an idea. I'm like gun chef. I have to check that one out. We'll figure that one out next time. All right. I'm gonna end this.
Yeah.
And then we'll see. I'll look for it and email you the link to the channel.
Should I
watch it?
Oh, so that TikTok commenting thing, the comment I was talking about got like 45,000 likes, right? And because of it, I got like 35 new followers. In my life, I could not imagine reading someone's TikTok comment, going to their page and then following, like I don't give follows out. I'm not stingy with them. Like, I'll follow someone, but I don't know what that person's expecting from me now. You know, it's just like we didn't grow up with followship. I don't know. It's
You
very
should
weird.
ask them. Ask them what they're expecting from you, and then
What are you
save the
expecting from me?
screenshots. Save the screenshots, and we'll talk about it next time.
Okay, I will.
That's the kind of stuff I think. But anyway, actually, kind of going back to what both of our lists.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing we need to be thinking about and having the back of our
Yes.
minds for this, right? If there's something that happens to you or whatever, or you see something on the TV or
I don't
just
think
write
we
it
ever
down.
lack subject matter.
No, but it's good to be more intentional about it.
It is. Like, because that way we're not gonna, this is very enjoyable, but we won't have to sit here for 2 hours to get 20 minutes of content if we come in prepared. I agree. I mean, look, this is work. It's not work, but like, if you treat it like you do for work and you prepare and we're focused and organized, the output is going to be way better. Like, no one wants to see two dudes just riffing about absolutely nothing.
Again, our friends and family might. Our
They
friends
might.
and family might. We'll see.
They might.
That'd be funny.
They might.
We'll have your parents on.
Oh gosh, strap in for that one. Buckle up.
Anyway, all right. I'll send you the link for this, and we'll figure it out. The next one we should definitely do like early next week. Monday is
Well, I'm gonna
Halloween.
start posting it to my 35 new followers on TikTok too.
Do whatever you want to do.
Right?
Why not? Yeah.
Why
sure.
not? Right now,
I think we
just
can, honestly,
have, like,
if
6
as long
videos.
I was more concerned that like the microphone wasn't going to work.
Sure. I know,
Your
that's
microphone,
usually
your
focus.
room still sounds like it's echoey a little bit. Doesn't sound
So
right.
this will be the last time I'm in this. Here, wait. Actually, does that sound different?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. The microphone was backwards. We're working out the kinks. it was just.
It was that way? Yeah.
Because I turned it around to show you. I'm going to blame you for this. But I will be in it. This room has a very, very high ceiling, but I won't be in this room next time because Allison wants to watch TV, and far be it from me to get in the way of such important things.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
But
But
better.
anyway, I'll send you the link. Watch a little bit of it and just make sure that you think you sound fine, whatever.
Yeah,
And
will
then
do.
we got to come up with it the next time we're going to do this.
Can you send it to me in a raw file so I can cut it up and put it on TikTok?
I don't think it's not saving to my computer, so no.
Okay. Well, that's okay. I can screen
I
record
think you
it.
can clip stuff from YouTube. We can figure that out. Surely not
I can screen
everyone
record
saves
it, but I want it to have a high quality. We might need to get better cameras.
My camera, I think our camera's fine. I think if I was saving this to my computer, then yes,
no, I
would
know. I
have
just
it.
think wouldn't it look better if we had like 4K cameras and good?
I feel like
setups?
my camera. I think you need to work on your lighting. That backlighting isn't. It's not working for you.
It is not working.
I think this one looks
especially
pretty
when
good.
I'm, like, right
I'll
in
just
front
show
of it.
you. Like it's these little cameras, just little ones like that.
Does that look better? Probably
A
not.
little
huh?
bit. A little bit.
Yeah,
You're really.
it does.
I think you just need to get like 2 of these little tripod camera lights.
Show them to me again. I wasn't paying attention.
Here's
Oh
this-
yeah.
this one
Okay.
on this side.
Yeah.
I have
Good
2.
idea. Good idea.
It was
Good idea.
$20. It's like $25.
Did you just go on Amazon and search like I'm a loser podcast lights?
Yeah.
Cool.
Midlife Crisis podcast lighting. That was
Yeah.
it. I think it's worth the whatever the money. The
Oh,
USB.
totally.
USB
Your
plugs in.
lighting situation is great. If anything, I think you should put on lights behind you too, so that
Let's-
you don't
let's see what it
look
looks
like you look like you're so bright and everything behind you is so dark. Yeah, try that. Now come sit back down. Yeah. Well. Yeah, definitely better. It kind of makes that look like a porch
Turn it
light.
down.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, let me turn them down a little bit.
I mean, the cameras
Do
are
it from my
probably
phone.
okay. You're right.
The camera's 1080. You can't stream it higher.
Like
than
when
that.
I'm scrolling through TikTok and I see like someone who got like a Sony 5K camera, you can just tell like it looks
then get one.
tremendous.
You can
Well,
have
we
one
need
if
to
you
get
want.
2 of them, and I don't know if
I'm
you
not
can.
buying one of those.
I don't think they're streaming it. I think they're filming it. So I think what we should do is maybe invest in doesn't have to be a Sony 5K camera that they shoot movies with, but like a nice DSLR or DLSR or whatever they're called, and set it up and film ourselves also. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
But I don't know. Could you do that with the audio?
That takes a lot. That would take a lot of work. You'd have to
Yeah.
like sync it and shit.
Well,
I
whatever.
don't
Maybe
know.
when we get one follower, we can start talking.
I was gonna
about
say
such things.
let's so the threshold on YouTube is you have to have 1,000 subscribers to make
It
money.
is on TikTok too.
1,000 subscribers and 4,000 streaming hours before you can
Dude, when I scroll
monetize.
through TikTok Live and I see the dumb shit people are doing, and they have like 10,000, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I think it's much more about consistent product than it is about quality.
I think there's
People-
also some pay to play when you're scrolling through and you like land on somebody's live stream and all they're
Yeah.
doing is playing some stupid mobile game.
Yeah,
I've seen that. I think there's some pay to play things going on there too. I don't. I
they're
can't.
they're
I
being
can-
paid or they're paying TikTok.
They are paying to have their stream promoted.
Right.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing, but I just can't imagine that
You know what
That
we
is
do
something.
have that a lot of other podcasts don't.
money.
Yes.
That's why we waited until our 40s.
Yeah. Well, hey. Better than never trying at all.
That's right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna end this now.
Okay.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Later, buddy.